Hi guys, I hope that you are well and you're doing fine. So this is Dogozo, your math and physical science tutor. So today you are just going to be doing a couple of exam questions. So this is one of the papers that the metric of 2023 have written. This is a November exam for math, and we're just going to be attempting some of the questions from this question paper. Okay, so taking a look at question one, taking a look at question one. So question one is always going to be about solve for x. Question one is always about solve for x. So if you can master or try to familiarize yourself with different methods of solving for x, and then you will simply be comfortable with answering questions of this sort or answering question one. So for this one, the first one, as you can see, it says that x squared plus x minus 12 is equal to z. So this is a trinomial. So you have x to the power of 2 plus x minus 12 equal to 0. So mere fact that you have equal to 0 here, that simply means that you can what? You can just factorize this trinomial. You can factorize it. So you will be having two solutions. Why two solutions? Because of it's a variable raised to the power of 2. So meaning that you're going to be having two of your x solutions. And then mere fact that you have 0 this side, you can factorize this side. It is straightforward. But if maybe you had 1 on this side, that means you wouldn't just factorize. You first needed to take this one to this other side, and then you're going to be able to factorize. So basically what I'm saying is that you always need to have a zero this side so that you can factorize the trinomial. Always you must make sure that one of the side that you have for the expression is equated equal to 0. Then you are going to factorize. It is going to be incorrect if we factorize without if maybe we're having a number here, maybe 1 or a 2 or a 4 or a 10, then we are going to be incorrect if we factorize this side leaving out this number here alone. That was going to be incorrect. Okay, so how are we going to be how are we going to be solving this 1.1.1 question? So you're going to factorize. So factorizing, guys, there are two ways of solving this question. It's either you're going to be using a quadratic formula, or we're just going to be factorizing it using one of the methods of factorization that you've learned in your previous grades, grade 10, also grade 11. Okay, so because of x to the power 2, so that means you're going to be having what? 2 of your brackets here, 2 of your brackets. Okay, and then you're going to be having x there, and you're also going to have x here. Why? Because when you apply FOIL method, you're going to say this one multiplied by that one there, then it's going to take you back to this x squared. So hence why we are putting x there, and hence why we're also putting x there as well. Okay, and then from there you have 12 here. So these 12, we are going to find factors of 12, whereby if you put a number there and you put a number here, when you multiply them together, they need to give you this value of 12 here. So what are those factors? Factors of 12 is 6 and 2, because 6 times 2 is what? Is 12. We have 12 times 1. 12 times 1 is what? Is 12. And then we have 3 times 4. So here, guys, just going to be using a calculator to find these factors. And then there's also some short ways to finding a factors of a number. If you're using a scientific calculator, there's also a trick to find the factors of a number in a scientific calculator. If maybe you didn't know all of these numbers here, that when you multiply them together they give you 12. If you didn't know, you can use that method of taking a scientific calculator, then finding the factors of that number. So here we can see that when we put 6 here, if we were to put 6 there and we were to put 2 there, when we multiply these two together, it was going to give us 12, and then that is going to be correct. But when you add 6 plus 2, it was not going to give us this middle value here. Also, when we subtract 6 minus 2, it was also still not going to give us this value of 1 here, because of the coefficient of x is 1 here. So the coefficient here that we were going to get, if we subtracted them together, we're going to get 4. So you can see that, like, we are not going to get the middle value when you put these factors there. So you can see that this one does not, these two factors does not work, so you're going to take them out. And then let's take a look, or let's try this one. 12 times 1, if you put the 12 there, then you put 1 there, so when you say 12 plus 1, it doesn't give us this coefficient of 1, it gives us 13. And also when you say 12 minus 1, it gives us 11, so it still does not give us the coefficient of x. We are supposed to get 1 to 1 here, so that simply means that these factors as well, they are not applicable. Why? Because of they do not give us the middle value, the middle term. And then let's try this one. If you put 3 there and then you put 4 there, okay, when you multiply them together, yes, it does give you us 12, but when you add them together, let's add them. 3 plus 4 gives us 7, and it doesn't give us 1. But when you say 4 minus 1, it does gives us 1. Okay, so that means these factors, it's possible that they are correct. Okay, then from here now we are just going to assign the correct signs of our brackets. Okay, also guys, taking note that you have equal to 0 here. Remember guys, you are only allowed to do this when you have 0 this side. If you had a number this side, we are not allowed to do this. You're supposed to transpose that number first, and then a group the like terms if they are like terms, and then that's when you come to this step here that we have written. Okay, so since you can see that so the trick here guys is that the middle the bigger number will take the sign of the middle term. So the sign of the middle term here is positive x, so meaning that the bigger number between this bracket and that bracket will take the symbol of positive. So which is the bigger number? It is this bracket, because of we have 4 there. So meaning here going to have plus y, because of the bigger number will take the sign of the middle term. And then here you have a smaller number, so smaller number will be what? Will be negative. We're going to put negative here. And you can see guys, is that negative 3 multiplied by positive 4, it gives us negative 12, meaning this we have factorized it correctly here. Then from here just going to say x minus 3 equal to 0. Also guys, you're going to say, or as well, x plus 4 equal to 0. Therefore we're going to conclude now that our x is going to be 3 equal to 3, or our x was going to be equal to what? It was going to be equal to minus 4. So these are the two solutions for this question here. And then if you were struggling guys with factorizing or doing all these steps that we were doing, you can rather apply what? You can also apply the trigonometry the quadratic equation. Not trigonometry, quadratic equation. Yes, you can rather apply the quadratic equation. And what does quadratic equation says? Quadratic equation, from what we know, it says that, so here I've searched the equation of quadratic equation from Google. It says that the quadratic equation says x is equal to minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Thank you guys, hope you catch next time.